I mean, I've always known I've had it, so it's always one of them things. I've always told Portsmouth I've had a heart condition. It's sort of got brushed under the carpet, I suppose. And then I thought it would be a problem, and obviously the main thing that did change most things was the Fabrice Muamba situation. But, I mean, I sat down with my mum and dad and so on. My dad asked my mum the question, if I was to collapse on the football pitch and did die, if that was the case, what would my mum do? Would she press charges? And my mum said, well, yeah. Portsmouth told me that I wouldn't be allowed to play football ever again.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the South May podcast. I'm Fadel Sibu.
And I'll go by the name of Sam and Love. And today, we're very excited to bring to you an exciting guest in the man, the myth, the legend, Alfie Rutherford.
He deserves a round of applause.
He loves it. But first and foremost, Alf, thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
How have you been?
Yeah, good, mate. Just football, work. You know how it is.
You know how it is. Nah, I love it. But obviously, I know you quite well, Alf. It would be nice for those listening out there to know a little bit about you, how you sort of started football, sort of your journey till now, really.
Quite a weird journey. As you know, you've probably been following it for a little while, as you know, my family and that. But yeah, just started off at Moneyfields when I was very young, probably. Well, I was always kicking a football with my dad or whatever when he was playing. Obviously played a good standard himself. Started off at Moneyfields, played for BJ Green, who you know very well.
Yeah.
Played as a striker, funnily enough. And then when I was about 9, signed for Portsmouth. Turned me into a centre half.
Yeah.
Till I was.
It's a bit of a change, isn't it?
Yeah, till I was 16. Obviously, I've got a heart condition, so I went to sign a scholarship, failed the medical, and then obviously went to Havant and so on from there. But yeah.
No, it's a different journey. Obviously, like you said, I knew a lot about it. I was following it. Actually, one of the questions I was actually about to ask is the position, because I always saw you a defender, a centre back, and then we played. I sort of played with you in a cup final, and you banged in goals. So I remember that. We still won the match, obviously, but I was
exactly
like,
what game that was. That was the Priory.
Yeah, the Fratton Park one. Because then you just became a striker. I was like, what's this?
Yeah, I mean, well, I was playing centre half then for Portsmouth, but I don't know what it was. It was just maybe one of them things. They saw something different in me, but yeah, obviously played striker for them games in the year above. Scored 2 against you. Like, not to say anything, but still lost. And then when I failed the medical at Portsmouth, went to Moneyfields. My dad sort of asked me for a favour in a pre-season friendly, and just said we've run out of players. Do you want to play? Played the last 20 minutes and scored hat-trick. So literally went from there. Played the next pre-season game. I think I scored 2 in that one. And then I wasn't allowed to play the first game of the season because I was 15 years old. And you have to have permission from your school to play.
No way.
Yeah, I had to wait until the Tuesday. Because the season always starts on around August the 4th sort of time. So it was August the 2nd, I think, the first game of the season. I think August the 5th was probably the Tuesday. Yeah. And I played in that one. And then went on from there, signed for Bognor, signed for Havant. And now at Dorking, so
that's a decent journey, to be fair. Done a lot.
Yeah. So you briefly mentioned your heart condition there. How's that affects like your footballing career? Like obviously there's a lot of ups and downs as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've always known I've had it, so it's always one of them things. I've always told Portsmouth I've had a heart condition. It's sort of got brushed under the carpet, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I thought it would be a problem, and obviously the main thing that did change most things was the Fabrice Muamba situation.
100%.
After that, a lot of clubs started medically screening people, and then when I had my medical with Portsmouth, the woman who done the medical on me, like they do the echo scans, they show your heart. She recognised me, and she was the person who does my scans at one of the doctors who does my scans at Southampton. So it was sort of like we knew each other, and then she thought, maybe there is something wrong, and then called in for the meeting, and I failed the medical there. So and then after that, went on. Obviously, I failed the medical there, so I had to try and. I was a bit stuck. Didn't really know what was going to happen because Portsmouth told me that I wouldn't be allowed to play football ever again
because of
that.
Condition.
So I sort of thought, don't really know what I'm going to do. And then I sort of had to find my own doctor and find out what is the solution to this. And I found Dr. Drew Rackett, I think his name is. He's a FA cardiologist. Had a meeting with him. And he said, there's nothing that can ever stop you playing football. It's only a club that can stop you playing football. So now if I go to sign a contract with a club, I can't sign like I don't know what they're called. So like saying that if I did collapse on the football pitch, it's their fault and I can sue the club. I can't do that. So it's all up to the club to trust me not to do that.
So in a way, it's your own choice.
Yeah, it's my own choice to play football, but the club takes the risk of me not collapsing on the pitch, basically. But
another question, what I was going to quickly ask. Obviously, I read the article on it and in the news, and obviously your family is saying it was like, obviously they knew the risks as well. Yeah. So what was that like? You know what I mean, at home?
Yeah. Well, that's at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like, sorry to pause you there, but that's nuts.
It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. I think most kids at that age, if they don't make it by the time they're at youth team football, they get unstuck and they're unsure what to do because all they've ever known and thought is that they was going to play football. And I think that's the problem with a lot of kids nowadays. They don't get help after they have. But, I mean, I sat down with my mum and dad and so on. My dad asked my mum the question, if I was to collapse on the football pitch and did die, if that was the case, what would my mum do? Would she press charges? Yeah. And my mum said, well, yeah. And then my dad said, and then, no. And then my dad said, well, if that's the case, he's not going to be able to play football because no one will want to take that risk.
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a dilemma.
It was a dilemma at the time, but to be honest, I don't even think about my heart anymore. Yeah. It's where I'm asymptomatic. I don't think about my heart condition at all. Okay. So yes,
that's a crazy story.
It is. No one really knows this about it.
And that's the thing. I obviously knew glimpses of it, but I've never ever knew the full ins. And I think like the whole everyone that
obviously I've heard about it. You know, when people talk about it and stuff like that, because obviously it was in the news and that. But bro,
it's and no one really looks at it like that. And to be honest, it's the only time I ever think about my heart is when I get a letter through from the hospital saying, "Oh, you've got to come and have a checkup." So crazy story.
That's
really.
pretty cool. Even the terminology sounded like a doctor. No, that's pretty cool. But you mentioned obviously family seems like a big part of you. I obviously know your family fairly well as well. So you've got your dad, which is a very good manager. Actually managed me.
And what happened there?
Yeah. Don't even start. Cut. But no. So he's obviously had a good run with Chichester Football Club in the FA Cup. Yeah. So he knows a lot about football at a fairly good level. Your sister plays for Southampton, is it now?
Yeah, she's at Southampton.
That's mad. So you obviously come from a football loving family, and what does that mean to you?
I mean, I was probably too young to ever watch my dad play. I watched my uncle play more, who's obviously my dad's twin brother. I mean, I'll go and watch my sister now and again, but where she's always played, she played for Portsmouth, and then she went to Charlton, I believe, and then Crystal Palace, and sometimes it's just a bit too far to go and watch. But now she's at Southampton, a bit more local, so I do get to go and watch her, but yeah, I mean, I didn't watch my dad really enough. I've heard he was good.
Yeah.
I'll go off that. I won't say anything more. And everyone, it's a weird one because most people, if I see a lot of people around my dad's age nowadays, I'll get the comment of saying, "Oh, what one are you?" Which is either my dad or my uncle. So they got there's mixed opinions on both about football, but no, they must have both been good players. They played a high enough standard. They played for Havant, Worthing, teams like that. So. It's just my mum that doesn't play football, really.
Decent teams.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, another question I was going to ask is, obviously, you've literally played at pretty much every level.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously, I just want you to like tell people listening in, like, what has it taken you? What does it take to go from Wessex League to National League?
And sorry to pause there, and that's actually at such a young age. Because like you said, at 15, 16, that's...
You're still young now, do you know what I mean? So,
wow, don't feel it. So from the Wessex, it was almost like it went so quick. I didn't realise, like, because I was 16, obviously just play it, like, just, it felt like I was playing for fun almost, because there was no money involved then. It was just pure love and pure love of like playing for my dad. And Moneyfield is such you'll know yourself. It's such a close knit club. Yeah. Everyone plays for the manager, and at the time it was my dad. And my dad's always been good at recruiting stuff. And we had a good season. I think I scored 36 in 22 or something.
That is very good. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For someone that young to be doing that.
And then it actually happened again the year after, signing for Bognor. Jack Pearce, who you'll probably know as well, he phoned me up and said, we've run out of players. Do you want to? I'll give you 10 minutes at the end. And this was against Portsmouth. And obviously at the time I was like, 100%. I was going to the game anyway to watch.
Oh, I swear.
So he was like, do us a favour. I come on with 10 minutes to go and scored to make it 1-1.
That is super sub.
Yeah. And then I think they probably thought, it's a bit of a fluke. So I played the next game, and I was playing quite well. And then my dad sort of come to the agreement with Jamie Howe. I'll play 2 games with my dad at the start of the season, and then sign for Bognor, and then never look back. But obviously, I didn't really play the first half of the season. And then I think towards the end, I ended up with about 24 goals. So, and I was only 17 at this point. Yeah. So,
that's incredible. So it seems like you take your opportunity well. Like you said, always coming on and then scoring. Like
It's it's such a difficult sport, because I don't necessarily think it's sometimes about the player. So I always think it's if you suit that team. Like I always think now, with the Havant situation, when I left, I think it was the right time to go. There was a new manager, obviously Paul Doswell. He's had success at other clubs, like he's proven. But it doesn't suit me. The way they play, Bognor and Dorking, it's the way it suits me. They pass the ball, they get it down, they play. So, I mean, it just depends really on what the player finds.
And that's what you're most suited to, like get the ball down.
I mean, the best years I probably had was probably at Bognor, the best season I had.
And they play good football,
and they play obviously good football. And then probably my best year after that was the National League year. Yeah. And we was playing football then. So I think I've always suited a style that play football. So,
Are you enjoying your football right now?
Yeah, I am. Obviously got injured Saturday.
Yeah, so, really?
I think I've torn my hamstring a little bit. So I need to get assessed Tuesday. Yeah. But it's just part and parcel of football, I suppose.
It's part of it, man. That is 100% part of football.
That's pretty nice. You've obviously, like Fadel emphasised earlier on, you're still very young, and so probably got a lot more years in your tank. You obviously play a lot of golf outside. I don't know nothing about golf. I don't think it's a lot of...
for the brothers, mate. Ain't for us.
A lot of other people don't play golf. But so tell me a little bit more about golf. You're probably going to be speaking a different language. I'll try to adjust.
He loves it, innit? He loves golf.
Yeah, golf is my second sport.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon like after your footballing career, you...
100%. Yeah. I'll play golf every week.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of them sports as well. I always wish... Well, people always ask me a funny question. Would you rather be a pro footballer or a pro golfer? Yeah. And I'll say a pro golfer.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Serious?
That's crazy.
And you actually watch
yeah, I do
well.
watch golf.
That's mad. Do you know that's actually crazy? I can't actually... You know when I sit there, I just think...
But like, you look at a footballer's life, obviously they live... Like, if you took him, for instance, Ronaldo... and Tiger Woods. Yeah. Ronaldo's probably more well known, but you've got to look at their lifestyle. They obviously footballers live the life, but they get 3 months off a year. Yeah. well, less than that, 2 months off a year, sometimes nothing because of the World Cup.
To be fair, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. The golf lifestyle seems pretty...
You go and play in the hottest countries whenever you want.
And the courses are, to be fair, that's something I know. Yeah. Courses look nice.
Oh yeah, it's always the top tier of anything. 100%. And I like it because if you have a bad game, the only person who can criticise you is yourself.
Oh yeah.
So you're only letting yourself down. And I mean, sometimes in a football perspective, you also let your team down in a sense, don't you? So, but yeah, that's probably one of the weirdest things you will hear. But there's quite a few people I know who play football who would probably say the same that play golf. And
are you, obviously you're going to be biased, you're going to say, yeah, you're competitive, but are you actually good at golf?
Well, I can't be too big enough. Yeah, I'm probably above average. Yeah.
Serious?
You have a handicap system you probably know nothing about. So,
and what's your
play off 8.
Yeah. F8.
So yeah,
okay.
You start at 28.
Oh, the lower the better.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice. Now, to be fair, I've heard you. I don't want to big you up too much. But might have to take me for lessons.
my uncle's a pro, so I'll get him a teacher.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. My dad's brother.
Oh, that's
my dad's other brother.
James.
Okay, you probably wouldn't know him.
No, but no, that's phenomenal.
What, golf?
Yeah.
I've always had an interest in it, but properly started taking it seriously probably within the last year and a half.
Oh, was
2
it?
years, yeah. But I love it, mate.
I don't want to dwell too much on the point, but watching it, I can't get my head around it.
Yeah, that's the thing. For me. I feel like playing it's different. You know what I mean?
100%. But no, actually, to be fair, I watched Tiger Woods and. Is it Phil? No, they did like
Phil Mickelson,
a quick
charity
one.
game.
Yeah.
And they bet like thousands on each other.
Yeah. I watched that. That was quite cool. Good, but anything else, nah, not for me.
But they seem to be living the life though. Yeah. You sure you don't get much injuries from playing golf?
Nah, like Tiger Woods obviously does.
Yeah.
But it just depends on their like swing speed and stuff.
Is it?
But
it's all proper technical.
Swing speed.
But that's sick. That's actually sick.
No, thanks, Alf. We're moving on to the next round of the podcast. Yeah, this is the bit which I like to get into. So let me get my timer out. But I was going to ask you questions. You've obviously seen the podcast. You have to say yes.
Yes.
So this is the bit where we ask you questions, and you have to questions in a minute, and you have to obviously know what quick fire.
Are these like? Are these questions that I've got to answer straight away?
Yeah, as quick as you
just
can.
Off the top of your head,
all right.
as quick as you can. Yeah.
Ready?
You ready?
When you're ready.
Okay.
You ready, Sam? Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Your favourite initiation song?
Stand By Me.
Good choice.
Best team you've ever played against?
Chelsea when I was a young kid.
Yeah, youth level. Crazy. Best trainer you've ever trained with?
George Barker.
Yeah, good trainer.
Yeah.
Worst trainer you've ever trained with? We've got Sam here, by the way.
Actually, that is true. Yeah,
I am not a bad trainer at all.
Best player you've ever played with?
Mason Mount.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. If you weren't a footballer, what would you be?
Golfer.
Best moment in your footballing career to date?
Promotion to National League.
Quality. Favourite Pompey legend at Portsmouth FC?
Teddy Sheringham.
Love to see it. That is the quick fire done. That's the best. He's the best at it. He's been the best at it. Yeah, off the top of the head. Round of applause for Alfie. Come on.
Wait, the worst trainer one. You knew it was coming, didn't you? I've always said it to you.
He was looking around for, come on, Sam's here. You know what I mean?
Viewers, I promise I'm not. But other than that, that's good. It's been obviously great having you on, Alf. Honestly,
quality stuff.
Top lad. I wish you all the best for this season, your injury, and it'll be good to obviously have you on when we progress.
Very inspiring story as well, man. Honestly, that's crazy, man.
Now you have to sing for us, Stand By Me. But, once again, thanks for listening to Self-Made. Look forward to having you with us again.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. Thank you very much. Sweet one.